Welcome in to the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty, where we continue our homestand to open up this season, welcoming back a former quarterback of ours, now playing for Indiana. And for Tre Sutton, being a former 3-star recruit normal dev, he has developed into a pretty solid quarterback with some decent arm strength and accuracies. And that's led to a pretty good start to the season, coming off a game against NC State where he threw for nearly 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had 3 touchdowns in their opener against FCS Midwest. Unfortunately, the team as the whole only pulled off the win against FCS Midwest, and that was a fairly close game, 11 points. And then against NC State, a 14-point loss, though 14 of those points for NC State coming on late in the fourth quarter. The Hoosiers, unfortunately, they will be missing DeAndre Murphy. And while he hasn't put together a lot of catches, they have averaged a lot of yards. He is their big play threat. So instead, they'll have to be relying on the juniors Del Harper and Sean Samuel to help carry them. And they have put together pretty consistent play. 10 catches for Samuel, 12 for Harper, averaging a first down a catch. Defensively, they have an early candidate for best defensive end of the year in Walt Everett, the senior from Indianapolis, Indiana. Through just 2 games, he's already picked up about half his production from last year. A steep rise here for the senior. But they are facing the #1 offense in all of college football. #1 in passing, just under 1,000 yards. And #6 in rushing. And continuing the same trend they had last year, by far in front of the pack when it comes to first downs. And for the defense, it's not been a slow start for them. Technically not inside the top 10, but they are the only team this high up who has played 3 games already. Most of these teams have played 1, 2 max. The theme this year is who is going to be our Heisman winner. Gordon Draft and Virgil Rowland both in the running. Perhaps we'll see Cassius Sampson break on into this list as well. And with all that success, it's easy to say who we imagine will be coming out on top today. As Way gets us underway. It's Enagbar set back to return. He'll take it down the middle. Will be the 19. Not even to the 20, where Gordon Draft will head on out, breaking into the Heisman race this week. And while that is great, he has struggled with turnovers to start the season. 1 per game. Can he put forth a clean one here? Larry Sulai with space. Right-hand side, gain of 14. With the rain coming down, we'll see how often the team is going to look to run the ball. Checking down here on the play action, they do find Kramer. We'll pick up 5 on first. Come out here 2nd and 5 with a tight shotgun look. Letting this one develop, he goes underneath. He finds Vallejo, picking up a decent little block there from Gomez. The Cardinal are already up to midfield here. Bunch right-hand side. Larry Sulai shaded that way as well. Throwing short, Vallejo with a little spin. And an injured Hoosier out there. It is Chris McNitt. Hopefully he's able to bounce back in this one, but for now he'll head to the sideline with a 2nd and 1 for the Stanford Cardinal. Running left-hand side, Sulai takes it all the way outside. A little juke there will help pick up an extra 3. The Cardinal inside the 35. They're going back to play action. Rolling right-hand side, letting it drop on into Kramer. Rolling to the right has not always been successful from Gordon Draft, but that was a nice throw. They're inside the red zone with trips to the right-hand side. And under pressure, ball is out. Diving on top of it will be the starting left tackle, P.J. Terry. Jars that one away from Gordon Draft. Could have been another turnover for him. Luckily, the O-lineman, he catches up to it. The 2nd and 28. Draft, he's going to scramble. Might have thrown that one just by the line. Going to negate a good play by Ben Vallejo. But with what was looking to be a good drive here for the Cardinal has turned into a 3rd and 32. They're at the 41. First down is down at the 10. Hard count will not pay off here for Gordon Draft as he's throwing downfield. Gomez tipped up, and he brings it down in the end zone. You can't stop this Cardinal team, even on a 3rd and 32. Emmanuel Gomez goes spread wide, runs the streak one-on-one, and it's just great awareness from the senior tight end. As Gordon Draft left that ball high, the DB tips it up, but it just falls right back to Emmanuel Gomez. But for the Hoosiers, that is just an extremely unlucky break. Tre Sutton, the former Stanford Cardinal, will hit the field here to quarterback Indiana. Can he tie this game up? They start with a pistol look as he will look to throw the ball downfield, finding his target, holding on through the hit by Schlegel. That is Del Harper, their number 1 receiver right now, handing it off to Wall. He gets back to the line. Gonna be hurry up today for Tre Sutton. He has a little bit of some mobility, not too much. He's averaging less than 3 yards per rush this season, counting for sack yards, as Augustine gets outside. While he might be a big boy, plays some interior rush for us. These base packages, the 4-4, he's got the speed to get outside. Shows it off there. 3rd and 11. Tre Sutton, he's going to scramble, though, sliding down in front of Kiki Harulahu. Defense picks up the stop. Not exactly the answer back the Hoosiers were needing after the big give up to Emmanuel Gomez, but the Cardinal offense hits the field. As Sulai, he stretches it outside, gets a nice juke, only gain 1. But with how hit or miss that run game has been, I'm sure he's fine just at least picking up 1. We get motion here, as it will be the keeper. Draft not able to get the block there from Ball. They're going to lose 4. Once again, Cardinal, they're going to be facing a 3rd and long here. 3rd and 13 at the 13. They go tight with Roland to the right-hand side. But thrown underneath, they're going to find Ben Vallejo, who is fighting but coming up about a yard short. And while I'm sure Coach Bearington considered going for it there, they do punt away. Tre Sutton and the Hoosiers back out on the field with a quick pass that is going to lose a couple. And Alex Augustine is down on the grass. They had a great play that first drive. He got a bit banged up last week. So for now, that'll bring out Blair here in the 4-4 packages. We'll see a different rotation in the nickel, and James Tuttle, he might have sent himself on a blitz there, but it's going to pay off. He drops his former teammate for a big loss. That makes it 3rd and 19 now for Tre Sutton and the Hoosiers, who are going to go empty set. 2 to the left, trips to the right-hand side. Cardinal, they go with a spread look, and it's going to be a simple check down screen that goes nowhere. Defense picks up another stop. But it looks like we're going to get a terrific return here from Legend Anagbar, cutting down the right sideline down to the 32. That'll bring the offense out here with fantastic field position. 1st and 10, they go back to Larry Sulai, who bounces left-hand side. He picks up 4. Well, there's some good news here. Offense is moving. We do have some bad news for the defensive side. Early indications, Alex Augustine, his day is done. But looking for Virgil Rowland, it's going to be tipped away. A young receiver here for the Stanford Cardinal, the unanimous number 1 receiver across the league here, has made a lot of big plays out the gate this season. But a great cast around him as George Ball, he gets the underneath and picks up that 1st down. Cardinal back inside the red zone. As again, it's the 1-on-1. But end of the 1st here, so never mind the 1-on-1. It is 7-0 at the break. Cardinal, they're at the 20. Indiana only -2 rushing yards. 12 though for the Stanford Cardinal. So despite the rain coming down, neither team really looking to run the ball. As it's under pressure, that one's not going to make it to Bargava. Cardinal instead left with 2nd and 10. They stay at the 20. Draft with a burst of speed that maybe did not actually help him, but hinder him. Only goes as a gain of 3. They stick with the same formation. Looking for Larry Sulai, they find him with blockers in front. 1 to beat, but taken down at the 4. Great tackle coming in there from number 12 of Indiana. Sets up 1st and goal. And a quick throw across the middle finds Ben Vallejo. I don't even think Gordon Draft got a single drop back on that one. Just as soon as he caught that snap, it was rip it to the slot receiver, and he gives the Cardinal a 14-0 lead. Well, that's kind of come to be the expectation for the Stanford Cardinal offense this year. High flying, get those points, and get them in a large bunch. As shaking one is Hall, bouncing around a couple more. He picks up 4. That'll give him +2 on the rushing total here today. Going hurry up, though, with the I form. Sutton, he drops under center. Wall going with a power run, right-hand side, shaking the tackle of Kiki Harulahu, shaking another. It'll be Marcook and company finally dragging him down. Perhaps they should be going to the run game a little bit more here. Wall showing that he has the aptitude to break some of these tackles, especially in the rain. Pistol set. Now running power to the left-hand side. Darren Sr., he gets the tackle at the line. But Hoosiers, they're going to get right back to it here. Trying to wear down this Cardinal defense. Dropping back to shotgun. They got 2 spread either side. And Tre Sutton, he throws underneath. Finding their number 1 receiver, but coming up about 2 yards short, setting up a short down and distance here on 3rd. Cardinal, they're stacking the front here. The crowd getting into it. And here comes the blitz. It's Darren Sr. trying to track Tre Sutton down. He finally will bring him down with a 4th and 1, forcing yet another Baker punt. Cardinal defense showing why they're one of the best in the country. The offense starting here at the 23 as it's going to be play action. And loading up to go deep for Gomez. Safety comes over to break that one up. Graff not able to fully step into that throw with the pressure bearing down. He ended up limping back to the huddle here. See if that impacts his game. As it's going to be a check down that is dropped by Sulai. Forcing a 3rd and 10 here. Hoosier defense trying to pick up the stop. It's going to be 2 spread either side, tight to the right. Gordon Draft, got to find a way to convert here. Stepping up, getting to the outside, see if he can pick up that block. He does not get the block from Roland. It will be a stop by Indiana. Can Sutton and their offense take advantage? Defense, they're making a couple stops. They need some points on offense, and Wall gets it to the outside. Great blocking on the stretch. It's the Hoosiers well inside plus side here. They're at the 43. Making a change, sending 2 to their left-hand side, kind of breaking up the defense. Looks like Coach Bearington going to get a quick check in himself. Bringing the blitz, it's thrown out quickly to Wall, and a great open field tackle by Alex Marcook. Many thought he was going to declare and head to the NFL after last season, locking down half the field. He's staying around, trying to find that 2-time national championship. Tre Sutton scrambling, but again gives himself up. He's not looking to take a hit from Kiki Harulahu today. Sliding down several times in front. Brings up a 3rd and 14 as they look to set up the screen. And James Tuttle, Ryan Pushall bring him down. They'll have to punt. But if Indiana could just figure out a way to put together some of those big plays, they can find an easy drive down the field. That's how they've stuck in a lot of their games, especially against NC State last week, ranked 11th. Or the good stop there, Larry Brooks. It's going to be a loss of 2 on Larry Sulai. As they are backed up deep here, Gordon Draft, he's going to look to scramble, bounce it to the right-hand side, and will spin close to the line to gain. Does force a 3rd and 1. They bring out Babineau, the fullback. Running it right down the middle, Sulai will power through. He's sitting about 30 yards on 6 carries today. Sticking with that heavy look from Pistol. Going back to Sulai. Good speed from 19 will track him down. That takes us through the 2-minute break. Forcing a 2nd and 4 here at the 28. Babineau on the weak hand side. He's going to take the carry, but it's good flow here from the linebackers. Fullerton there to help get the stop. It's 3rd and 3 here for the Stanford Cardinal. 2 spread either side. Hard count doesn't work. They throw quick again, and it's broken up for Vallejo. Another stand by the Hoosier defense. Once again, Tre Sutton with an opportunity here. 1:16 before halftime. Can they get on the board? Starting with a dump off and a big hit across the middle. Timeout's going to be called by Indiana to let their player recover from that. They'll go with 2 spread either side. That guy still in there, spread to the right-hand side. Sutton, again, he's trying to set up the screen, but under pressure as Kiki was all over Wall out of the backfield. 3rd and 14. Can they make the play here? Convert the 3rd and long, keep their drive alive. As we tick inside a minute, Cassius Sampson forces him back into Blair, who will drop him. Timeout comes in by Coach Barrington. That's going to leave about 45 seconds with 2 timeouts. Can Gordon Draft find the end zone? Safety sitting about 10 yards deep. As it's play action, rolling to the right-hand side, has his receiver and fits it into the gap, finding George Ball. Going to be hurry up here for Gordon Draft, getting them set up. Clock will start once they do get set, keeping those 2 timeouts in the back pocket. As it's more play action under pressure, and it's into the grass. He did have a receiver breaking across the middle about 15-20 yards deep. Instead, it's 2nd and 10 here at the 35. Just about the outside of field goal range. Going downfield ball, and it's tipped and will hit the turf this time. 3rd and 10 then at the 35. They do have those timeouts, so they don't have to necessarily get the first down here. They could go for it on 4th if they wish, though under pressure. Ball pops out as Draft tries to hit the outside. They'll let this clock run down and send out their kicker. And during that timeout, they actually reviewed the play. It's not a fumble, so they back us up 3 more yards. Gonna make things more difficult here for Sam Ritter, who pushes it to the left. Field goal is no good. And they tack on about 20 extra seconds. That could go vastly in favor here of Indiana. Well, that's all going to depend on if Tre Sutton can find a couple big quick pop plays here. He's under pressure, and the defense says no thank you. But I also just noticed too, as we reach halftime, that they still took our timeout, despite then negating the time in which we had taken that timeout at. So a bad ending there, but still a good first half for the Stanford Cardinal. They're up 2 possessions. Their defense is shutting down the Hoosiers, who have a total of about 40 yards on the day. While he's breaking off a couple good runs, they've had a couple good passes. They just haven't strung together a complete drive. No turnovers so far. Knock on wood, cross the fingers for Gordon Draft, trying to have his first clean game. The biggest play, though, was Emmanuel Gomez with that tip touchdown deep ball. Before the Hoosiers, they're going to catch a little bit of a break as they do start this second half with possession. Each of their games have sat around 11 to 14 point difference. That's where we are right here. As Wall takes the carry, he picks up 5. A lot of hurry up today for the Hoosiers. A lot of heavy looks as well as they go Wall bouncing off of one, but that's going to lose any yards that he picked up on that one, forcing a 3rd and 5. Looks like it's going to be an empty set here. Tre Sutton with 2 to the left, trips to the right-hand side. Only a 4-man rush for the Cardinal. Flooding one side, but the DTs, they've showed up all day long. Brian Pashaw with the sack, another drive ender. After only about a minute coming off the clock, the Cardinal offense get to hit the field here, trying to find a 3-score lead. It's Larry Sulai, left-hand side, about a gain of 9. Closing in on 50 yards on the ground here today. Hasn't seen too many receptions, but he's spread wide. Motioning to the backfield, going back out to him, and what a play from Madden. We were able to get that block. Sulai, he had some space on the outside. Instead, it's 3rd and 3. Babineau checks in, and Sulai couldn't cut back. Abbott gets the stop, though. 4th and 1. And this time, Coach Bearington stays out on the field. Ball in motion. He's going to take the jet sweep, get it to the outside. Gomez gets the last block, and George Ball is gone. No one will catch up to him. Madden showing a little bit of speed there to get downfield, but it's a 4th and 1 touchdown. Finally finding that 3-score lead, making this one 21-0. And at this rate, the defense, they're not allowing anything for any team to try to catch back up when we get that separation. New running back in the game here. Down the middle, he picks up 4. That is Don McCracken, the junior running back. as they'll look to go back his way. Spinning off the Blair tackle, I believe that was. Yes, it is Brian Paschal involved in actually getting the tackle. Forces a 3rd and 2. And they're going to change up the look. Originally in pistol. Now they're dropping under center with the I form. McCracken gets the juke and just about picks up that first down. Not much extra there for the junior back. We see Walchek back in here with a 1st and 10. It's a spread, a set. Sutton checking this one down, and immediately on it is Kiki. We'll say Indiana trying to force these linebackers into a lot of coverage roles. You would imagine that would help them out, but it really hasn't been the case today with Mr. Check down. That time I think they lose a yard on it. It's going to force a 3rd and 11. In fact, they might have lost 2. It'll be 2 spread to the left-hand side here. 3rd down. Can they find their pass play? Setting everyone deep, going underneath, but it is Oscar Coley with the tackle, and Tre Sutton is down on the field. No one wants to see that. Both sides of the ball. It's his 2nd year quarterbacking the Hoosiers, but he was here with the Stanford Cardinal for 3 years before that. So really unfortunate. Hopefully he is able to bounce back. As for right now, it's the Cardinal offense on the field here about midway through the 3rd quarter. They got 2nd and 8. Play action, rolling, throwing, and there is the pick. It will stay at least 1 per game. Good news. Left tackle cuts back to help get the stop along with Kramer. Just forcing that one, hoping that that ball would get out in front of the linebacker. Just wasn't the case. But perhaps a little gift then for the Stanford Cardinal to Tre Sutton, who is back out there, as it will be another RPO quick outside, and it's going to be a touchdown for Samuel. Just really bad open field tackling there. Can't even say open field tackling. They didn't get close enough. Open field play. Hoosiers on the board make this 21-7. Well, not a whole lot of big play passing today for Gordon Draft. That one might hinder his Heisman race as he jumped in it after his last week's performance. Another short run for Larry Sulai, keeping him still under 50, I believe at 48 with a gain of 1. 2nd and 9, they'll look to pass the ball here. Gordon Draft, he's going to scramble about, pick up a solid gain. That does still leave the Cardinal needing to pick up 2 here on 3rd. And Sulai keeps it, tracked down by the right end, but not quick enough. Does still go as a 1st down here for the Cardinal. Throwing short again, they find Ben Vallejo, who bounces off a couple weak tackles, bounces off of Virgil Rowland. And it's another really impressive play for the junior receiver. That puts Gordon Draft over 1,000 yards passing this season, and we are only in our 4th game of the season. The 1st and 10 here at the midfield line. And it might be a chunk more here. Virgil Rowland, though, corner, he catches up and breaks it up. Tremendous speed, a mecha rush, able to corral, again, the Heisman hopeful. As Gordon Draft, he's going to roll to the left-hand side, open up the dump off, finding a pretty good gain, setting up a 3rd and 3. As they're going to get short motion left-hand side, that's George Ball. They bring the blitz off the right-hand side, out to Ball, and just a bit too far out in front, uncatchable, which is why there's no penalty for the hit. We're going to see the offense stay on the field here. Rowland in motion, faking it to him. Draft keeps it. He bounced around, puts on the spin, and burst by everyone. It's going to be another extremely unlucky play for the Indiana Hoosiers as Gordon Draft on 4th and 3 tried to go left, gets stopped, cuts back right, nowhere to go, puts on a spin move, and all of a sudden the door is open wide. He takes it 28-7. Perhaps that's just a little bit of some payback for us gifting them their touchdown drive last time. Tre Sutton, he's a little bit banged up in this one, but trying to finish strong as we've got just over a quarter to play. Wall down the middle, finds a wall. James Tuttle brings him down with no gain. 2nd and 10, they will go to the air, and it's off the left thigh pad of their tight end. Falls incomplete and brings up a 3rd and 10. With 2 to the left-hand side, 1 to the right, they're going to send 4 verts. Looking for the check down here and chopped down by Darren Sr. That takes us to the fourth with a 3-possession game, 28-7, and it's still been all Cardinal offense, a little bit here and there from the Hoosiers. But it will be a risky attempt for them as we start the fourth quarter, a 4th and 2. They're at their own 33. Looking for the quick check down. They hit the pass, but he does not get the first down. Samuel coming across on that drag, not able to get by James Tuttle. It'll be at the 34 with a turnover on downs. Wide receiver screen, and Virgil Rowland finds a space down the left side. Gets the Cardinal inside the 20 on play 1. 1st and 10 at the 19. Trying to find a dagger here, but the ball's going to pop out. Gordon Draft gets back on top of it. 4 sacks for the Hoosiers today, 5 for the Cardinal. And it's going to be a loss of 7 there on 1st down. 2nd and 17 as they throw off the hands of Rowland. Draft perhaps just driving that one in a little bit too hard. 3rd and long has been favorable for the Stanford Cardinal today. As they look for the check down here, though, Larry Sulai spin move, bounces off of one but can't escape. Will set up a field goal attempt here for Sam Ritter. Missed his before halftime. This one is good. But once again, it'll be the backups coming on out here for the Stanford Cardinal. It's been 3 or 4 straight games. It might have been every single game so far this year. The starters have not had to play the full game. We'll see if the Hoosiers can move the ball against the backups here. As all the space opens up, Tre Sutton, he's going to take it to the right, sliding down just before the 40. A lot of guys out here getting some key experience. That's where you'll have someone sitting back home when they find that experience. Ball just outside enough, they find 10. Manu Cave providing tight coverage, just not able to get a hand on it. 2nd and 4 here, approaching 6 minutes to go. Play action. And they're going to look deep downfield. And it's Manu Cave getting the pick, taken down at the half-inch line. It's a pick, but an awful starting spot here for the second-team offense to hit the field. Tre Sutton, he went for it all there. Just came in a little bit low. For the redshirt freshman, that's a moment he will remember for a long time. His first collegiate interception. And we've got to get off the 1-inch line. As Wesovich checks in, he takes it for about a gain of 5. A pretty good little jump cut mixed in there to help find that space. Sticking with some power here, Wesovich, he shakes one, then takes a shot to the kidney. Manages to fall forward, he picks up about 1, but it is 3rd and 4 here. The Cardinal find a first down as Justin Sorensen, he's going to keep it, try to pick up a block. Unfortunately, no one got the safety, but it's still plenty good enough for the first down. Cardinal now outside of their own end zone. Wesovich down the middle, he picks up 4. And after so many carries, we'll see Jewell check in here with a 2nd and 6. As they'll look to go to the air, or instead it'll be a scramble. Justin Sorensen got the first. Definitely still a quarterback to keep an eye on out of that backfield. As this play clock rolling down here inside 5. Looking to find somewhere to go. It's going to be a deep shot, thrash downfield, and it's broken up. The ball was in his hands. Instead, 2nd and 10. They're still way back here. Justin Sorensen spinning, will not escape. Drop back at the 19 for a 3rd and 20. Chris McNitt makes the play. He got banged up early on in this one. He's been back for quite some time, though. Good news for him. As they try to set up the halfback screen, the line just destroys it. Offense, they got off the goal line, but they didn't get too far. That leaves 2:05 here. Can Tre Sutton find the end zone one last time here? Interception on their last drive. Check down here. And McClellan gets clocked. Good news is he'll have the 2-minute break to recoup after taking such a big hit. Sutton, though, he can't escape. D-line all over him. And it's the freshman again in Henry. He's made some big plays every time he's been out there for this Cardinal team. Throw left-hand side will be caught for the first down. Harper probably been one of the more consistent down-the-field guys today for Tre Sutton, setting him up at the 38. And this time they go back to him from the right-hand side. Legend and Ogbar, not good enough coverage with a man-on-man. Hoosiers, they call another timeout, though, trying to maximize their time left in this one. With about 1:15. Throw right-hand side, and once again, they find Samuel. Those two going back and forth, a couple big plays to each. They're down inside the 10. First and goal. They check it down, and will be a short gain. Final timeout called there for the Hoosiers. As it's second and goal, Allen still in the backfield. Cardinal bring the blitz. Sutton, he's on the move. Kafka slows him down, but Tre Sutton will fight back into the end zone for one final time here in Palo Alto. This time for the Hoosiers, they make it 31-13 as this game comes to an end. Overall, there's nothing to be too upset about here. We've dominated in every game so far this season. We've got the backups in. Gordon Draft, he's getting touchdowns. However, he's not playing a clean game, and at some point this year, that will come back to haunt us. But we've got some games to get ahead of that before we face the toughest of our competition. But overall, this team is finding a lot of success out there, and we love to see it as we're making our way, hopefully, back to the Natty. And with that win, we land our first recruit of the season. He was on a visit this game. Marquez Gee out of Greenville, Tennessee, the 4-star gem, #1 left guard in the nation. And while we're already talking about recruits, we have gotten every single one of these guys scheduled for a visit, whether that's going to be happening soon or down the lines. It's spread out. Now, as for Alex Augustine, unfortunately, he did suffer a really bad injury today. He dislocated his ankle. He's going to be out for a majority of the rest of the regular season. So what does that mean then moving forward? Well, perhaps Lawton, perhaps Henry will see a little bit more playing time. But right now, Nathan Henderson, he's going to step in to be that main man on the outside. Down the middle where Augustine also plays, that's going to open the door for Blair. He is still a very good player. He's a 90 overall with the coaching boost happening, and he's got 93 power moves. 79 for finesse, 81 for block shedding, so we shouldn't really see much of a step back, but we are going to miss Augustine out there. And actually, this week did hurt all of our Heisman candidates. Gordon Draft, he drops down to #5. And unfortunately, no longer on the list is going to be Virgil Rowland. But it's still been a pretty impressive season for Virgil Rowland. Through 4 games, he's at 309 yards, 3 touchdowns. We get another good game in, he could jump back into that race. And up next is the 84 overall across the board Oregon State Beavers. It's been a while since we played this team, and we've had some very competitive games against them, though both teams are very different. Our Stanford Cardinal, we are still sitting here at 2, Kansas State at the top, 3-0. Why we aren't there 4-0, not sure. Auburn, they're right behind us, 4-0. Ohio State, 3-0. In terms of conference, we are still being shown massive disrespect. Oregon is 2-1. Meanwhile, we are 4-0, 1-0 in conference. Why we're not on the top, I don't know. So next time, let's take that out on the Oregon State Beavers. Quick announcement though before we go, as we have started a new series on this channel. That's been the second video the last 2 days. We'll have another one out later today that is going to shake up the order in which these videos come out into the future. This series, we've been doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're going to drop that down to Monday and Friday, open and close the week with it. Our road to the show will be taking over the Jaguars Tuesday and Thursday. Jaguars will be moving to Wednesday, where we're going to be doing double headers. That'll start this next week on Monday. So make sure you are hitting that notification button so you're notified when all these videos are coming out. Go ahead and tap that bell icon on the bottom right, or scroll down and hit the sub button. But we are off to a really good season. Some minor things to keep up. We are being nitpicky because we can. We got the Oregon State Beavers up next, trying to go 5-0 and get some of our guys back into that Heisman race.